In a remote village surrounded by dense forests and towering mountains, there was a legend about a mystical wind that carried the whispers of lost souls. The villagers believed that if you listened closely to the wind, you could hear the voices of those who had passed on, sharing their stories, regrets, and even secrets of the past. Elara, a young woman with a curious mind and a heart full of dreams, had grown up hearing these tales. She had always been fascinated by the idea of the whispering wind and often wandered into the forest, hoping to catch a glimpse of the magic that everyone spoke about. One autumn afternoon, as the leaves turned golden and the air became crisp, Elara ventured deeper into the forest than she ever had before. The wind began to pick up, rustling the leaves around her. As she closed her eyes and listened carefully, she heard a faint voice carried by the breeze. It was unlike anything she had ever experienced, a gentle, soothing whisper that seemed to speak directly to her soul. The voice belonged to a young man named Aiden, who had lived in the village many years before Elara was born. Aiden had been a talented poet, known for his beautiful verses that captured the essence of love, nature, and life. However, he had died tragically young, leaving behind a collection of unfinished poems that were never found. For years, Aiden's spirit had been trapped in wine, yearning to complete his final work. When Elara heard his voice, she felt an inexplicable connection to him, as if they were kindred spirits. The wind carried Aiden's words to her, and she found herself compelled to write them down, completing the verses he had left unfinished. Day after day, Elara returned to the forest, listening to Aiden's whispers and writing down his poetry. Through their connection, Elara discovered not only Aiden's story, but also the depth of his love for life and the beauty of the world around him. As time went on, she realized that she had fallen in love with the soul in the wind, a love that transcended time and space. Aiden, too, felt a deep affection for Elara. Though he could not be with her in the physical world, he cherished the bond they had formed. Through her, his poetry found life again, and his spirit began to find peace. One evening, as the sun set behind the mountains, painting the sky with vibrant colors, Aiden whispered his final verse to Elara. It was a poem about love, loss, and the beauty of finding connection even in the most unexpected places. As Elara wrote down the last line, she felt a sense of closure, knowing that Aiden's spirit could now rest. With the final poem complete, the wind grew still, and the forest became quiet. Elara knew that Aiden had found peace, but she also felt an overwhelming sadness at the thought of never hearing his voice again. But as she walked back to the village, she realized that Aiden would always be with her in the words he had shared, in the poems they had created together, and in the love that had blossomed between them. Even across the divide of life and death, Elara published the collection of poems, attributing them to Aiden. The villagers were amazed by the beauty and depth of the verses, and the legend of the whispering wind became even more cherished in the village. Though Aiden was gone, his words lived on, a testament to the power of love, creativity, and the connection between two souls, no matter the distance. Vocabulary. 1. Legend. A traditional story or myth passed down through generations, often explaining natural phenomena or cultural beliefs. Example: the villagers believed in a legend about a mystical wind that carried the whispers of lost souls. 2. Mystical. Relating to the spiritual or supernatural, mysterious and otherworldly. Example: the forest was filled with a mystical energy that captivated Elara. 3. Curious. Eager to know or learn something, inquisitive. Example: Elara had a curious mind that led her to explore the depths of the forest. 4. Tragically. In a way that involves or causes great sadness or distress. Example: Aiden had died tragically young, leaving behind unfinished poems. 5. Kindred spirits. People who share similar interests, values, or feelings. Example: Elara felt that she and Aiden were kindred spirits, connected across time. 6. Affection. A gentle feeling of fondness or liking. Example: Aiden felt a deep affection for Elara, despite being a spirit in the wind. 7. Transcended. Went beyond the limits of, surpassed. Example: their love transcended time and space, forming a unique bond. 8. Connection. A relationship in which a person, thing, or idea is linked or associated with something else. Example: the connection between Elara and Aiden was unlike anything she had ever known. 9. Closure. A sense of resolution or conclusion at the end of an emotional journey. Example: Elara felt closure as she finished writing Aiden's final poem. 10. Published. Prepared and issued a book, journal, or piece of writing for public sale or distribution. Example: Elara published a collection of Aiden's poems, sharing his words with the world. Morals. 1. Love knows no boundaries. True love transcends physical limits, time, and space. The bond between Elara and Aiden shows that love can flourish in even the most unlikely circumstances. 2. Creativity lives on. Aiden's unfinished poetry found completion through Elara, demonstrating that creativity is a powerful force that can be passed on and continue to inspire, even beyond one's lifetime. Smash that sub button and stick with us for more awesome videos. Thank you for watching and listening. Your support truly means the world to me. I hope you found the content enjoyable and engaging.